I want to do a love reading for my collective, for my divine feminine energies, for my divine masculine energies, for those who's putting in the work, for those who ain't putting in the work. This is going to be a love experience for the next week or so. What is the current energies for my collective divine spirit when it comes to their love experience in the near future? What is the current energies? What are the signs? They're showing me Eric from The Little Mermaid. I don't know what role that man plays in this spread right now, but current energies for my divine collective, my spirit. I get this vibe that the current energies of whoever is in your environment, somebody's waiting on somebody. Somebody's either waiting on you or you're waiting on somebody to come through. The Two of Wands can speak about getting ready to get out of your comfort zone. Not fully ready, but you're just like thinking about like going outside. The current energy is maybe you are welcoming in being uncomfortable. Maybe you are welcoming in going outside of your comfort zone and finding ways to do things out of the ordinary in order to attract more opportunities into your life. You're looking for alignment. You're looking for stability. You're looking for fun and adventure. It's been boring for a little bit. We have the Moon card here in the reverse position. Current energies, I feel like you are not in a space of beating yourself up anymore. Whatever self-doubts that you had in the past, and when I say the past, I mean like the recent past, honey, like the beginning of Cancer season, late June. You're not in that space anymore. You are realizing that you're going to begin taking accountability for each and everything that comes into your auric field. I see a lot of you guys currently listening to music. And then I also get a vibe that whoever's on your mind right now could also think about you through music, or telepathically, maybe there are certain songs coming up for you that remind you of someone that probably is thinking about you too. If we're talking about signs so far, the signs that's coming through to me the clearest: Cancer, a little Taurus, but then I also get someone with minor fire signs so far: Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. We also have the Nine of Cups. This is you being comfortable, being authentically who you are and who you see yourself becoming. Like I was talking about earlier with my incense, making all the girls focused and locked in. You're locking in. You see all of the opportunities on your table, all of the cups that you can drink out of, right? And every cup has its own flavor going on, and you enjoy each and every flavor. If I'm being honest, the current energies is really giving. You're ready to see what else the world has to offer you, whether it's through romantic partners, whether it's through new friendship connections, new places to work, or engage in organizations. This could even be you stepping into new medium forms of creating, such as what art medium you're more passionate about lately. You see every opportunity in front of you as something that can bring you to another level, a higher level. I'm hearing a lot of you trying to get out of the mindset of having to be in the orbit of everybody else. You know how people have fear of missing out on shit? You're like, I don't care if I miss out on anything, because I am the moment, I am the vibe, I am the birthday, okay? That's really what this current energy is giving to me right now. But let's tap into the person that's on your mind and their feelings right now. I get this vibe that the person that is on your mind, they're feeling a little bit lack. I don't want to say this person is indulging in self-pity or anything, but the Ten of Pentacles can talk about somebody not really being the most financially responsible. Or maybe they spent their past days being financially irresponsible, and now they find themselves reaping those consequences in a very negative way. Some of them may feel like it's even challenges that they have no fucking idea how they're going to get out of, how they're going to make it to the other side of the rainbow. You know what I'm saying? Or in this case, a storm. Crazy ass rainstorm. Crazy ass tsunamis. I don't wish that I rebuked that, but money's on the way to this person. Okay, so they're feeling a little bit, like life isn't really giving what they thought it would give in 2026. They could have had their whole my New Year's resolution plans to be that girl, that guy, whatever, and it has just been a little toxic. But this person has to learn that they are the major cause behind any downfall, behind any come up, behind any consequence that shows up in their environment. They are the main cause of that. They realize that life is a mirror. The way that people treat them is probably how they're probably treating themselves or treating other people without even realizing it. They realize the shit that crumbled. I will say, like, within the last 3 years, something may have crumbled for this person on your mind. And so they might have been feeling like, woe is me, or harshly critical of themselves. And this is a big ass, just like, weight to carry, And they see you over here just living your life, manifesting. And what I like about this person, though, collective, is like, instead of them looking at your Nine of Cups, the way that you live your lifestyle being on, like, just like if you're a soft girly, like, you get it, like, you're finally in a space of soft girlyism. Is that even a word? But instead of this person being a hater, I feel like this person is taking what you're going through in the best way, and like finding a way to motivate themselves to also meet you at that tier as well. Instead of hating on what you got going on, they really are working on themselves to like meet you where you're at. And I find that this is the beauty in all of it. Now when they're going back to Eric from The Mermaid, now Eric was just like a boy toy in the movie or whatever, wanting all the attention from all the girls. But in this case, maybe this is where this person that's on your mind was at, in the mentality of just like, la 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 la, life just happens, and then they pull up to a place they've never been before, and they see a mermaid, a siren, and you've never seen anything this ethereal before. And so when they see you, this person in your life that's on your mind, when they see you, they think of you as like a beautiful ethereal creature. Like, you can't be real. Like, how are you making this shit flow like this? How are you getting all this stuff done? How are you reaping all of these benefits? It's because you know who you are. The Moon card in the reverse again. We're back to it. You know who you are at this point. You've been through all your own little trials and tribulations. And that's not to say like life isn't going to throw you more wrenches, along the way. But you have dealt with so many different scenarios in the most graceful way. And every time you had like a little slip up or a downfall or a landslide, you get back up and you discover what was hurt during that fall. How to repair it, how to heal it, how to walk on it, how to keep it going, how to still live your bad bitch life. The baddest, the illest. Even with a little tear in your foot or something, God forbid. Like, you really just looked at your shadows, your weaknesses, and you alchemized that into power and pleasure and potions. I don't know why they said that. Power, potions, and what else did I say? I'll look that back up, but that's really what it's been all about. I love this for you. So that's their feelings. They've been feeling long-winded. They've been feeling like shit ain't been working out in their favor, but they look at you and you're an inspiration to them. They see you as ethereal. They see you as someone who came from nothing and made something of yourself. They see you as someone who is authentically, unapologetically you. You know the consequences is going to match your favor because you are favorable. I'm loving that, truly. So yeah, that was their feelings. What are they not telling you? What are they not saying? What are this person's deepest fears? And if we can get some more signs, I'm definitely going to let you know the signs that I see. What are they not saying? How love scares them. The Lover's card in reverse. How they were never taught how to communicate properly. How they were never maybe guided to have faith or even study on how to pursue having faith or listen to their intuition. This is what they are not saying. They know what kind of person you want. They are fearful that they aren't going to be that type of person that you want. What are they not saying? Ten of Wands in the reverse. What are they not saying to you? I get different energies here. For one portion of you, I have the Devil and the Ten of Wands in the reverse with the Sun in the reverse too. This person tries to act like they've been released for something. They've been released from something extremely toxic, flammable to their whole being, right? But they still have very much big ass fears that they haven't really combated the demon within. That's something that they don't want to tell you. They're really trying to hold down this demon within, this shadow work, this emotion, this trauma that they hold on to. They really need to release it. And I feel like that's something that they're not sharing with you. Something that really keeps them up at night. It could be just like something they left behind. Maybe they abandoned something that they don't want to admit that they abandoned. I don't want to say like a child, honey, but I don't want to say someone abandoned a child or anything like that, but I wouldn't be surprised if that was somebody's darkest secret. They feel like they failed something, that with the Ten of Wands in the reverse position, they felt like they just walked away from something that they really had a responsibility and hands over and walked away from that. Or maybe they felt like at one point this person walked away and abandoned you and they came back. This person maybe puts on a facade that they're just like this super positive person going in the right direction, working hard all day, every day to better themselves. And truly inside, something that they're not speaking on is the fact that they don't really speak on their traumas. Like, I just cannot get away from that. This person is hiding their traumas. Perhaps they're embarrassed by it. Maybe they don't have it like that. Maybe the money that they made in the past ain't the money they make now, and it's embarrassing to them. They don't want to admit that. They don't want to admit. It's like they'll admit the part where they're like, oh, I'm not really like controlled by materialistic things anymore, or like, you know, having control over anyone or in my situation, or stressing over that. Like, yeah, they probably got that going on, you know, more, you know, self-controlled. But at what expense? Like, you have self-control, but you abandoned someone who really needed you, or you abandoned, you know, you let somebody down in a way, or you felt like you didn't have to, like, Or they try to justify something that they walked away from with this 10 of Wands in the reverse position. It could have been a kid. I keep saying the Sun in the reverse is giving a kid. So maybe someone is just like not telling you about it. And I'm not trying to trigger anybody, especially if you're in a relationship with somebody. This feels obviously like it could have been before whoever I'm talking to. But maybe they just did not do as much for this kid as they put on or let on to be. And that's going to be exposed during Leo season, potentially. Signs I have here, though: Leo, Capricorn. Leo and Capricorn. Fire and earth, honey, is what I have up in here. What is the biggest obstacle you may face this week, Divine Collective? Divine Spirit, what is one of the biggest obstacles you may face, either with yourself in general or with this person this week? One of the biggest obstacles I feel like you could be dealing with in the near future, it feels like an ego death here, if I'm being honest, with the Ace of Wands and the Death and the Four of Swords in reverse. It's giving an ego death. Someone here is going to have to deal with like looking at themselves, because I feel like your ego has really clouded judgment when it comes to your creative space. You can't really be as creative as you want to be when your ego is involved. And that may be something that you have to like disperse, get rid of, take a break. Overexhaustion. A lot of you guys could be overly exhausted. Working all the time, mentally in thought, over analyzing, being overly critical of yourself. It's kind of keeping you stagnant from growing towards that passion that you've been asking Divine to bless you with. Like, I can't see what it is I really want to do with my life. I don't know what path I'm on. I don't know who I want to be with. I don't know. You don't know because you have not yet looked in the mirror and decided to accept an ego death. Letting your ego go. Ego death is literally letting your ego go. Energy, you have to gain some vitality. You feel maybe stifled from even having fun. 5th house energy here for me, for us. 4th house energy, Scorpio energy. What else is going on here for my collective, my spirit? What kind of obstacles? Well, this could be the obstacles of your lover, if I'm being honest. This doesn't even look like y'all. Us. This looks like this could be your person still dealing with the 10 of Pentacles in the reverse and the 3 of Wands. This person isn't opening themselves up to opportunities because they let their ego and their fear and their overexhaustion get in the way. They're their own biggest enemy and threat, girl. Boy. So they gotta be open to change. They have to be open to change. Trying to be impatient and just jump from one scheme to another is very unfulfilling. So that's a big obstacle that your person, or you, whoever is closest to you, sounds familiar, put it where it's supposed to be. Okay, don't force it where it's not supposed to be. But what is the likely next actions of the person on your mind, Divine Collective? What is likely the next actions? We have the King of Swords, the 5 of Pentacles, the 10 of Cups, the 4 of Cups. I believe that this person is going to find thrills when it comes to maybe sprucing up your connection. I see someone going through this cycle of like not needing help, and they realize, oh, maybe this is the person. The Five of Pentacles, they show up as somebody who needed help, who needed guidance, who just needed emotional support, financial support, whatever, and you were there for them. Even when they were nasty to you, maybe had the coldest words to say. But this person shows up next with their actions, proving to you that they are who you need them to be. I see fishes, y'all, so someone could be conceiving or getting knocked up. So if you're not in that space to get knocked up, I highly encourage you, wrap it up. But this person has a lot of love, a lot of dates planned for you guys, a lot of energy to give, a lot of love to give too, with the Four of Cups in the reverse position. Ten of Cups, they see you ultimately as somebody they can share their life with, and it feels natural, and it feels like your ancestors, both sides, support it. Especially after a time period when maybe you weren't sure if your ancestors even liked this person for real, or maybe they felt like they weren't sure if their ancestors would like you, or their family members would like you, or your family would like them. It was like all of that going on, just to realize at the end, like, y'all families actually would click up with each other very well. But this person has to get out of their own way with this Five of Pentacles. Like, they need to learn to accept the help when it's given to them, without judging themselves, without coming down on themselves so hard, even if they're not where they want to be in that life at that specific time. Like, sometimes the lesson is accepting help. Sometimes that's a lesson for people, because it shows that I don't like using the word humble, but it shows that like you're not all immersed within your ego. There's vulnerability to you. You're a human. We're not super Marvel characters. I am my brain. I, of course, imagine myself to be, but natural muggles are not. And that's okay. Okay? So what is Spirit's advice for my Divine Collective before we head up out of here? What is my Spirit's advice for my collective before we get up out of here? What advice? Ace of Swords, continue to be real with yourself. Continue to be honest. Continue to flex. Continue to silent flex. Continue to post. Continue to not post. Make sure that, number one, continue to use your discernment when it comes to who enters your life. I get energy for like a party as well. Have fun with yourself. Continue to tap into your inner child, because that inner child is the key towards you finding what it is you're extremely passionate about. I'm talking about, think about when you were like way back, like 6 years old. Like, what did you like to do? If you can do that for me, do that for yourself. Beautiful. Like, but yeah, if you can do that for yourself, do it. I gotta cut this short because I have a call, but I hope this has been helpful to all of you guys, and I love you guys so much. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Mwah.